Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Reality Shift podcast. I'm your host, Jessica, and today we have an extraordinary guest who's here to challenge everything you think you know about success, opportunity, and abundance. We're talking about none other than Zenson Tran, the author of the bold, no holds barred new book, The Real Playbook for Winning in a Scarcity Driven World: How to Take the Red Pill of Success and Actually Digest It.
Hey, Jessica. It's a pleasure to be here. Can't wait to dive in.
We're thrilled to have you. Listeners, if you've ever felt stuck, deceived, or just plain confused about why thinking positive hasn't magically brought you wealth, this conversation might be the wake up call you need. So, Zenson, this book has a pretty disruptive thesis. You say, and I quote, "The biggest lie ever sold to humanity is abundance thinking, the idea that wealth, success, and opportunity are unlimited and available to everyone." That's pretty intense. Can you give us a snapshot of why you think that?
Absolutely. I argue that the world actually runs on scarcity, power, and control, not abundance. Self help gurus and the ultra rich push the there's enough for all narrative. Yet behind the scenes, they hoard assets and rig systems in their favor. The purpose of my book is to expose that lie and give readers the real strategy for success.
And you don't mince words about it. Let's talk about the structure of this playbook. You break it down into four parts, right?
Right. Here's the quick rundown. Part 1: The Lie of Abundance Thinking. Part 2: How Power, Wealth, and Success Actually Work. Part 3: The Real Playbook for Winning. Part 4: Escaping the Abundance Trap. We start by ripping apart the myth, then reveal how money and power truly operate, before laying out the concrete steps to win in a scarcity driven world. Finally, we show readers how to apply these insights immediately.
So, in part one, you talk about the greatest scam ever sold. You pinpoint three big lies. The universe will provide if you just believe. There's unlimited wealth and opportunity for everyone. And success is about positivity, not competition. Let's be real. Most of us have heard some version of these. Why do you call them scams?
Because they keep people passive. If you think the universe will just drop success into your lap, you never learn to fight for scarce resources. And if you believe everyone can become wealthy without strategy, you ignore the gatekeepers who manufacture scarcity to keep others out.
That's jarring. So essentially, you're saying these gurus preach abundance while they quietly grab whatever they can, right?
Exactly. They tell you to stay positive while they practice exclusivity and monopolize resources. Meanwhile, you're stuck waiting for the magic to happen.
Let's move to part two, where you reveal the underlying mechanics of power. You talk about the scarcity game, the myth that money is infinite, and why the poor stay poor. Give us the quick hits.
Sure, the essence is that resources are limited: money, land, data, even attention. Those who own these resources set the rules. Central banks don't just create money out of thin air, they control access to it, deciding who benefits. And the poor often remain poor because they're stuck in a mindset of survival, never figuring out how to leverage or strategically acquire assets.
So it's not about working harder?
Not at all. It's about owning scarce resources, not just trading your time for money, but controlling something that other people need.
Okay, so we get to the practical stuff in part three. You offer five steps: identify and own scarce resources, build leverage, control perception, create artificial scarcity, and play the long game. That's a lot.
It is, but it's a systematic approach. Own scarce resources. Think money, land, data, influence. Build leverage. Don't compete. Multiply yourself through systems, people, and technology. Control. Perception. Power often hinges on how people see you. not your actual abilities. Artificial scarcity. Make yourself or your product less available and watch demand skyrocket. Play the long game. Don't get complacent. Keep acquiring, evolving, and staying a step ahead.
I love that. I was especially fascinated by the concept of artificial scarcity. It applies not just to luxury brands, but even small entrepreneurs and freelancers, right?
Absolutely. Even a personal trainer can limit how many clients they take, raise their rates, and become in demand. That's scarcity in action.
Finally, in part 4, you give readers a 7-day challenge and a series of mindset shifts to escape the abundance trap. Why is that necessary?
Because reading alone won't fix anything. We're deeply wired with illusions that someone else will fix our problems or that there's always more time. This section forces immediate action. Rewire your mind, spot and avoid abundance lies, and keep a ruthless edge while others remain stuck.
I like that it's practical. You basically say, try these specific tasks every day for a week, and you'll experience the mindset shift firsthand.
Exactly. No fluff. Just do it or stay weak.
Zenson, I have to admit, when I first started reading, I felt personally attacked. I've always believed in think positive and the universe will provide. But now I see how I've missed opportunities by not actively owning my skills or building leverage.
You're not alone. We've all been fed these illusions. The point is to break free and realize you can think positive while claiming scarce resources. Positivity is great, but it won't pay your mortgage if you don't hold actual power or assets.
And let's be honest, you add some comedic jabs here and there. I definitely laughed out loud at the part where you compare self help seminars to $50 billion illusion factories.
Gotta keep it real and entertaining, right?
As we wrap up, I want to challenge our listeners. Are you tired of hearing the same old motivational fluff that never translates into results? If so, you have to check out The Real Playbook for Winning in a Scarcity Driven World.
I'll echo that. But be warned, this book will challenge your beliefs. You might feel uncomfortable, but that discomfort is exactly what makes real change possible.
So here's the question, folks. Are you going to keep waiting for the universe to hand you success? Or are you ready to own the resources you need to create it? That's the essence of this final red pill moment.
Perfectly said. And if you're ready, then jump in. No more excuses. The next move is yours.
There you have it. The Real Playbook for Winning in a Scarcity Driven World by Zenson Tran. Pick it up, read it, and most importantly, apply it. Thank you so much, Zenson, for joining us on Reality Shift today.
Thanks, Jessica. It's been a blast. Now let's see who's really ready to take action.